All right, hey scholars, tonight we are going to be looking at adding mixed numbers to get ready for our lesson tomorrow. So if you'll turn to page 24 in your math notebook, be sure you write the date over in the corner, and our title is Adding Mixed Numbers. First off, we need to know what a mixed number is. Okay, a mixed number is a number that has a whole number part and a fractional part. And here's an example, 1 2/3. Then I left 3 blanks. I want you to create 3 more examples. Okay? So it tells you that it has a whole number, so you need a whole number. And it needs a fraction, so it needs to have a fraction. So fill in 3 blanks here. Next, we need to know what an improper fraction is. This is a fraction whose numerator is greater than or equal to its denominator. So for example, we have 5/3. 5 is greater than 3, so that is an improper fraction. And again, I have 3 blanks right over here to the side for you to create 3 more examples that we'll check tomorrow in class. Now we get to the adding part. Okay? The first step that you're going to do when you're adding mixed numbers is to add the fraction parts first. Okay? You're going to follow all the steps on page 21 if you have uncommon denominators. Okay? If the denominators do not match, remember you have to go through and find the least common multiple to make the least common denominator, and then make equivalent fractions with the common denominator, and then add them. Okay? You only have to follow the steps if those denominators are uncommon. Okay? If you have any improper fractions, you will need to rename them. So if you end up with a numerator greater than the denominator, you have to be sure that you rename that fraction to a proper fraction. Okay? So that's step 1. Step 2, okay? Step 2 is to add the whole number parts. Then add the fractional part sum and the whole number sum. Okay, we're going to work through some examples down here together to show you each of the steps. So don't worry if you're not quite sure. Just go ahead and write down these steps so that you have them. All right, the first step was to add the fractional part. So right here, I wrote out that we're going to add 2 5/12 plus 1 11/12. Okay? Our denominators are common, so we don't have to worry about changing that. We're going to add the fractional parts right here. So all we had to do was add the 5 plus the 11. We're adding the numerators. That gave us 16. Okay? Our denominators are common, and they stay the same. We leave them alone, so our denominator is 12. Now it's set up here that you have to rename any improper fractions. 16/12 is an improper fraction. So what you can do to rename it is, if you think of 12/12 as being one whole, okay, you can pull out one whole by subtracting the 12/12 from the 16/12. That gives you 4/12 left over. Okay, so you can come down here and you take this improper fraction and it turns into 1 4/12. Okay? Then if you also notice, 4/12 can actually be simplified to 1/3. 4 and 12 are both divisible by 4. 4 divided by 4 gives you 1. 12 divided by 4 gives you 3. Okay? So we can simplify that one down to 1/3. Then step 2. Step 2 is the whole number parts. Okay? You add the whole number parts. So we're going to add the 2 plus the 1. That gave us 3. Then you add the fractional part sum, the fractional part sum, what you got from when you added your fractions. After we changed it from an improper fraction, we got 1 4/12. You add that to the whole number sum to the 3. So this 3 plus this 1, this 3 and this 1 added together gives us this 4 right here. Then we simplified the 4/12 with these steps right here to give us 4 1/3. Now I've got one more example over here that I want you to work through, and we will check in class tomorrow. You're going to add 3 3/4 plus 1 2/4. And I already started part of it for you. I added the fraction part. 3/4 plus 2/4 gave you 5/4. Now you need to do the renaming of the improper fraction, and you need to do the addition of the whole numbers. We will check in and do some more work with this tomorrow. Be sure you have all of this copied down in your notebook, and we will check it all out tomorrow. Have a great night, scholars.